New Pokemon Snap comes out at the end of this week, and as someone who has made their living for a long time now as a photographer, a game like this is actually something I've been really hoping for. I played the original a little bit, but back then, it wasn't really something I was that into, and I can see that there's a lot of people that really aren't into this now, but that is what today's video is about. If you are not hyped for New Pokemon Snap, you might be missing out. Today I'm gonna give you 10 reasons why you should be really excited for New Pokemon Snap. What's up guys, welcome back or welcome in for the first time. If you are new here, do me a favor, jump down in the description of this video, click the link to our Discord. We're in there every day talking about all kinds of stuff, including New Pokemon Snap. So click that link and I'll see you in there after this video. All right, first thing we have to talk about with New Pokemon Snap is how beautiful this game is. If you've seen any of the trailers or any of the gameplay footage that Nintendo's put out, you obviously already know this game looks really good. In my opinion, it looks 1,000 times better than Sword and Shield, but anyway, it's gorgeous. Not only just the way that the Pokemon look and the characters, but the environments look absolutely just breathtaking. There was one that definitely stuck out to me a little bit more than the others, and it's definitely the one where you can see the ocean and it's kind of sunset and the light rays are hitting off the water. Like, man, I'm gonna go take pictures of just that with no Pokemon in it at all. Probably not gonna be a very good score, but I mean, it'll look good on my Instagram, maybe. Now, the next thing you should be pretty excited for in this game is it's actually voice acted. At least all of the cutscenes have voice acting in them. Nintendo did put out a statement that said there will be full voice acting in all the cutscenes, and outside of that, during the game, there's going to be limited voice acting, which means we're probably gonna hear things like, "Great shot," or "Look at that one," or something like that. Even if the voice acting isn't that great, it is very cool that all the cutscenes are fully voice acted, because you don't really see that in Pokemon games all that often, or really ever. But if you aren't into the voice acting, there is an option where you can turn it completely off, and you are going to be able to hear the voice acting in English and Japanese. So if you speak either one of those languages, you're gonna be covered. Something else that's very cool about this game are the research points, and not actually the points themselves, but what you get for getting these research points. So once you take the photos and have them graded, you are gonna start to stack up these research points. The more points you get, the more different branching paths you're gonna be able to open in whatever region that you're in, and also unlock new Pokemon in that region as well. So the more you shoot, the better that you shoot, the better your photos are, the more options you're gonna have as far as which way you can go in certain regions and certain areas, and what you're gonna be able to shoot as far as how many Pokemon are actually out on the beaches and in the jungles or out in the water. So you really are gonna be able to play these levels over and over again and really have a different experience most every single time. Obviously, it's gonna look, one way as you go in the first time, and then later on in the game, if you come back, take a different path, or even the same path, there's gonna be more Pokemon to shoot. And I'm sure once you go on those branching paths as well, the more points you get, the more Pokemon that will show up on those as well. So the replayability of this game, it's definitely there. There's a ton of replayability in this game. But that actually brings me to my next point, which is not only do you get to unlock new branching paths, new Pokemon to start shooting as you go through, but each one of these levels has a different variant. So you're gonna be able to go through each one. Let's say the first time you go through it's during the day. Maybe the variant to that level is you go through it at night, or maybe it's sunset. I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll go through and it'll be snowing or raining. But each level will have at least one variant. So again, that just pretty much doubles the replayability of this game again, because they're saying that all these Pokemon will be doing different things at the different times of day or in different weather or whatever's going on. So you are literally going to be able to go through the same area several different times and do different things every single time. You see what I'm getting at? There's a lot of content in this game. There's a whole lot of stuff to do. And now I don't know for sure, but I would guess that we'll probably end up seeing some DLC for this game down the line. I mean, it makes sense. Why wouldn't we, right? Maybe they'll open up a whole new area to go to, or maybe new variants on each one of these levels. Who knows? But I would say, yeah, I mean, why not? I think that's something we'll probably see by the end of the year, right? I mean, I could be completely wrong about that, but it seems to make sense to me. We'll see. As for the amount of Pokemon in this game, Nintendo says that we are going to be seeing 200 different types of Pokemon. And that is a huge jump from what we saw on the Nintendo 64. But at this point, they do have more games to choose Pokemon from, so obviously we're gonna see more. It looks like we're gonna see everything from each generation of Pokemon as well. Lots of the originals all the way through up to Sword and Shield. So there's definitely gonna be a ton of variety when it comes to Pokemon to take pictures of. Now the next really cool thing that they've included in this game are called scans. Now these do a few things. Now you're gonna be able to send out a scan. It's gonna show you things in the environment that you can interact with. It's gonna show you branching paths, but any of the Pokemon that are hit by the scan, well, not any of them, some of the Pokemon that are hit by the scan actually end up doing different things. It may make them stand up and dance, or it may make them, you know, do a flip, but they react to the pulse of the scan. So again, just more ways to interact with the world around you and more different ways to get better shots of the Pokemon. Another new thing they've included in the new Pokemon Snap are Illumina Orbs. These are things you're gonna be able to throw at the Pokemon and it makes them glow. Now obviously that's gonna make for a good picture, but why they glow? I think that's the whole point of the game. I think that's what you're trying to figure out, is what is making these Pokemon glow in this area. But that's not all these things do. They can actually wake up sleeping Pokemon, and it can actually change the mood of certain Pokemon as well. I mean, obviously a picture of a sleeping Pikachu is not gonna be worth as much as a picture of a, you know, jumping Pikachu. And nobody wants to take a picture of a Pokemon who's in a bad mood. I mean, obviously, right? Now, this next thing is probably the thing that I am most excited about, and it's called ReSnap. It's basically a photo editor built into the game. And as someone, as I said, who's been doing photography for like 11 years now, this to me is the coolest part of this whole thing. Some of the things I think are really cool about this photo editor are you're gonna be able to change the crop, obviously. You're gonna be able to change the orientation of the photo as well, and you're actually going to be able to give the background a blur, which in photography is a big deal to make a photo look, I guess, professional. It more or less just separates your subject from the background. Now this has always been something I've tried to do with my photos, is make the background blurry and make sure the subject is nice and sharp and focused, and usually the way that's done is through the lens of the camera. There are little fins inside the lens that open and close to make the hole that the light goes through bigger or smaller. The bigger it is, the shallower the depth of field is gonna be, so you're gonna get a big blurred background. If the hole's smaller, then pretty much everything's gonna be in focus. So that's how it works in a regular camera, but they have been doing things like that in cell phones and stuff like that, where it takes multiple pictures so you can pick what needs to be in focus and what doesn't. The iPhone has portrait mode, which kind of does that as well. Sort of decent. Anyway, the fact that they've included that in this game is awesome. I cannot wait to mess with this photo editor, and honestly, I'm probably gonna blur the background, take these things out of the Switch, probably put them into Lightroom in my computer, and edit them even further that way. Is that overkill? Yes, complete overkill, but hey, I'm excited to do it. Now, ReSnap does have a few other things. It's got frames, so you can put things, you know, around the border of your picture if you want. It's got filters. That stuff I'm not really interested in doing. You may be, so I did want to tell you about it. But from what I've seen, it looks like a pretty good little editor. So again, I'm excited to check that out, but that's not the only way they're giving us to share our photos. There's actually going to be an online area where you can put your photos in, your edited photos, for everyone to see. And essentially these photos are gonna get likes, and the more likes they get, I guess they can go up on the global leaderboard. So if that's something you're into, if you wanna try to go for the most likes, you can totally do that. There's a place online where you can do that, and they have said that you could be featured in the game for that as well. So that's pretty cool. Another really awesome way they just announced to share photos is you're actually gonna be able to print your photos out on Polaroid pictures. I mean, yes, nowadays, that seems kind of strange with, you know, most of the things we do being online, but Fujifilm and Nintendo did just announce that they are putting out one of their little printers that Fujifilm already has. It's just kind of being rebranded. It's got a few different colors, and then it's got a big Pikachu sleeve that goes over it. But essentially this thing is a wireless printer that prints directly to Polaroid pictures. That's also going to include different frames for different games, and yes, it is going to work with other games besides Pokemon Snap. They've got Mario filters. I can't remember what the other filters are, but I'll try to put up a few pictures of all that stuff now so you guys can check it out. But for people who are interested in that type of thing, it does look pretty cool. Now, one last thing I want to touch on that I think is very cool about this game is it is going to have full gyro controls. Now, don't get scared. You don't have to use the gyro controls. You can totally turn them completely off if you want to, but this does make me think, if it's going to have gyro controls, are we going to see any integration whatsoever with the camera Labo kit that we saw them put out, what was that, last year? I think I mentioned that in the very first video I talked about Pokemon Snap the day they announced this game. How cool it would be if there was some type of VR camera mode that we could use with this thing, and I think the fact that they put motion controls in this game at least means there's a chance. Probably a slim chance, because as we've seen lately, it looks like Labo's on the way out, but who knows? Maybe we'll get one more big last final blowout with Pokemon Snap and we'll get a new Labo kit. I mean, probably not, but it's possible. At least give us the camera. At least give us something where we can use the Labo camera in this game. That is all I really want. So guys, I hope this video does get you excited for new Pokemon Snap. I know there's probably not gonna be a ton of people who actually watch this video because usually when I put out stuff on Pokemon, it doesn't do all that well, but I don't care. I am hyped for this game, and I really hope that this video helped you get hyped as well. So let me know in the comments below. Are you picking this game up? Are you gonna pass on this one? Have you already pre-ordered it? If so, where did you pre-order it from? I know there's a lot of good pre-order bonuses out there. I actually haven't pre-ordered mine yet. I'm pretty sure Target had something cool. I think maybe GameStop. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do that right now. But guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.